Hey guys, it's Mike with Become the Night, and welcome to the final video of 5 days, 5 of the best Doors songs, as picked by a person who hates the Doors. Our last song in this series is Riders on the Storm. Believe it or not, the first time I listened to this track was actually the Snoop Dogg version on Need for Speed Underground 2. I always enjoyed the smooth chill to that track, but I mean, it's a beat by Snoop Dogg, so not super surprising. It wasn't until years later that I heard the original, and I was a little disappointed. I know, sacrilege. But let's get into the video and maybe you'll understand why. If you're already a fan of the channel, please click that bell. YouTube has been suppressing my videos and I'm trying to chug the algorithm. I would be absolutely honored if you would help me in that endeavor. If you comment in the first 30 minutes of this video or any video in this series, I guarantee you a reply. Let's get into it. I am so happy to be done with having to listen to the Doors on purpose. Alright, starts off with a lightning thunderstorm. Great little bass line, really hammering home for one, that again, yet again we're in Dorian, but for two, giving us that kind of low down, dark, muted type of feeling of being out there in a storm. Then the keys work here, that little flourish at the beginning. Here, let's rewind that a little bit. Right here. That's so neutral because you got the root E, a fourth, a fifth, and then E, and then the fifth again. But when you do it on a keyboard, especially that high of register, oh, it's so gorgeous. And especially with a keyboard, you can let all of those notes ring out over top of each other so it has a nice harmony going through it, a nicer crunch than what you would get on a guitar. Great little touch. Just keeping it real simple on the cymbals here. Doing that little run down the keys there. This is gonna suck dick, but give me a second. That little run down the keys, as the notes get lower and lower, there's more overtones that are hitting that reverb, that sustain that's on there. And it perfectly simulates just raindrops just coming down very lightly, very dreamy. Really great touches, man. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. And then a response from the guitar. Which by itself kind of sucks, but with that tremolo on there actually adds quite a bit of personality. Oh, my bad, fucking. Even less interesting than what I did. The idea is for the timbres to move you, not for the phrasing or the composition itself. That's the big idea here. Riders on the storm. The way he sings that, into this house we're born. He nails it. He absolutely nails it. Like a dog without a bone and actor out alone. Riders on the storm. So it lulls us into this thought process where we kind of expect the 12-bar blues. So riders on the storm, into this house we're born. Na, 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 na. Like a dog without a dog without a day. Na, 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 na. So instead of doing what we would expect from the 12-bar blues, which would be like the 5, and then going back down to the 4, he takes us up to the flat 7, then to the flat 6, which adds a little bit more drama and adds more darkness and a little more melancholy, which I feel like is more appropriate mood-wise to what's going on with the actual storm part. So having said that, I feel like the vocal melody is a little repetitive for my tastes. I like that he uses a similar type of thing in that turnaround there where we go to like a dog without a bone, I'm getting fucking boned. I feel like if he mixed it up in between the very beginning and where we go to this turnaround, I feel like that would hit a little better for me. But otherwise, I mean, it works. There's a killer on the road. And that fucking keys and guitar part complementing each other. It's a great little movement. And again, re-emphasizing the Dorian. Groovy, jazzy, psyche. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. It sounds dumb. This is probably some of the best drum writing that Densmore's ever done. I think it complements very well. I would say his feel is maybe a little too deliberate on that ride from time to time. I wish there was a smidge more taste, but where he's adding the little snare or the little tom stuff just as like a little accent to give gravity without relying on the kick drum too much, I think is smart. I think it's well restrained. As of now, the biggest criticism I would have is it's just a little repetitive. Actually, it's pretty fucking repetitive. Although, I will say, the mood it's allowing you to sink into is effective. Yeah. This guitar part's kind of dumb. It's just relatively amateurish or childish type of phrasing. It's not really interesting. It's kind of like, oh, here's the scale I'm playing in. If I land on these notes, I won't play a wrong note. It doesn't exude confidence to me. The tone he's using is great. I would say, considering he used it during the fills of the verses, it might be a good idea to add one little extra dimension to that guitar tone for a feature. But it's not the end of the world. That's just like, you know, little things. Girl, you gotta love your man. Shut up, Jim. Gotta love your man. Yeah. Okay, doing a little wow out of the guitar, letting that kick off our keys feature. All right, let's see what he does with the Rhodes here, boys. A little response from the guitar over here. That's cool. I think it's great. The one thing I've always found about this keys feature is that it never commands you, for lack of a better term. Is it tasteful in the sense that it's like in the mood of the rain falling? Yes. But at this point, if we're gonna give it a feature and we're gonna justify the fucking length of it, I think it would be worth grabbing the audience a little bit more as opposed to being so in the background. Like, now's your time to come forward, right? I think that the way that the keys and the guitar are kind of doing a dance at this section is pretty cool. And I think that for the most part it's effective, but having the keys really assert themselves would be better. Not a shitload more. Like, you don't want him to shred, but just doing something with the phrasing to really be like, I am here. That gets closer to it here, but he never holds on to it. Oh, that little blah, 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 and the guitar over here, blah, 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 blah. Like, that was pretty cool. That can fuck off. That phrase can eat all of the shit in the world. It's such a fucking cheap fucking improv blues trick. I hope that phrase dies in a fucking fire. See, it's moments like that where I'm just like, these guys aren't fucking trying. For a whole lot of what they do, they're just not trying. They're just like, all right, let's do some drugs and stay in scale. And Ray Manzarek kicks ass. I'll give him full fucking credit. He kicks ass, but it just feels so cheap to me. Easily the biggest problem with this song, for how fucking long that keys solo is, it's saying very fucking little. I get having a jam, I get having a live performance in a mood and an atmosphere to sink into, but holy fuck, guys. Dream Theater called and told you to shorten your song. We get it. Okay, coming back to that as an outro to the keyboard solo. Big rock on. Our beautiful, our little cascading raindrop lit lick. I think that's a great way to cap it off. All right, so we go through a whole nother turnaround of this. And another guitar solo. With really boring phrasing. This is a 4-minute song tops that is stretched out to 7 minutes. That doesn't sit great with me either. Riders on the storm. I don't like how lazy it is, but also just being on the 5 again. Riders on the storm is maybe as a harmony to like a riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Like that would be pretty cool if it wasn't just whispers. Riders on the storm. You know, I don't mind the whispers, but having that layered in with another vocal part could be really nice, and even throwing in something that's going to accentuate that natural 6 that they just completely keep fapping to every fucking song, Dorian mode for days. All right, having these little extension chord flourishes at the end are a great touch. I think that's a good way to end the song, and then thunderstorm everywhere. Okay. That's cool. The biggest critiques, hands down, shorten up the solo sections. Holy God, please shorten up the solo section. And just have a little bit more interesting phrasing on the guitar stuff. So much of his phrasing feels like amateurish, like teenager plucking around bullshit. He knows the scale, but he doesn't know how to speak with it. It's like knowing the alphabet, but not knowing how to speak eloquently. It's by no means a terrible song, and I really don't mind listening to it ever. It's a really cool, chill time, and even the stuff that kind of puts me off about it is not a deal breaker by any means. But it could definitely be better, without a doubt. It's a product of its time too, so that's a big part of it. But all around, I'd say it's an enjoyable listen. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Riders of the Storm. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked what I did on this video, please click that bell. It would mean the world to me. And if you want to support me on Subscribestar, that's an awesome way to help me out. Link to that is in the description down below. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on.